Early in the morning, late at night.
Peace and welcome, y'all. Welcome to Sacred Alchemy. I'm Celine, and today's mudras are for those of you who are or have been in a narcissistic, toxic, empath dynamic. Whether your parent is the narcissist, your significant other, a relative, an employer, whether you grew up in enmeshed and codependent family dynamics or had to learn to do everything on your own and your own emotions and sense of self-worth was just never nurtured, and the seeds of love were never watered. I will be giving you a 5 mudra sequence to help you to begin the communication within, to help facilitate the surrender and release process, as well as to assist in the reclamation of your authentic self, your self-esteem, strengthening of your intuition, and to guide you through the releasing of stagnant negative emotions such as shame, guilt, grief, and forgiveness. I challenge you to work these mudras 5 minutes apiece, at least for the next 30 days, incorporating personal affirmations. Tony Jones is my favorite affirmation artist. She's on a lot of my videos. You can find her in the description box. And just remember that consistency is key. And it's so, as it pertains to narcissism and the toxic empath dynamic, when we participate in such dynamics and finally choose to leave, there is a grief process. We grieve a false reality that we have to digest and properly come to terms with, taking off those rose-colored glasses. We learn to forgive and have compassion towards ourselves and the other person, okay? To ourselves, firstly, for allowing ourselves to endure such treatment of contempt, as well as self-betrayal, and to the other person for the pain and the trauma and the spiritual influences at work that have cultivated such a person. I believe that in doing such, we can come to realize that no one is to blame, and that the narcissist and the toxic empath are nothing more than mirrored souls, longing for security, identity, love, and validation, both utilizing some conscious and unconscious tactics of negative manipulation and grooming that stem from our childhood, and through caregivers who demonstrated to us behaviors that we internalize and interpreted as love. You know, being groomed to be codependent, being groomed to seek validation and to people please, groomed to play nice and not say no, and being anything and everyone other than our authentic self. You know, coming to the realization that the person who overgives of themselves, you know, is just as guilty. Well, how do I like to say it? The person who overgives of themselves to the point of self-betrayal is just as toxic as the person who overtakes, okay? And if you found this video and begin these exercises, I know it's because you've hit rock bottom, you know something is off in your dynamic, and you're ready to do something about it, or you've already escaped that situation. And just remember, change starts with you. You can change the narrative, and it's never too late to pivot and leave the past behind. Trauma bonding is not love, okay? But when looked at through the proper lens of self-love, clarity, and understanding, you'll see where you needed to heal various wounds. You will see your weaknesses. You will see where you need to establish strong boundaries and break old patterns and establish the true you, not based on childhood programming and trauma, and basically live a life of choice and not victimhood or martyrdom, you know. Some of us were meant to meet those who can never love us in return. We were meant to hit rock bottom and experience a breaking so devastating that it broke open and gave way to the expansion of our own hearts and the revelation of our truest self. The outer shell being merely layers of projection and personas, and rock bottom actually being a door to a new life, a life of our, you know, takes us out of our past traumas and conditioning. And just always remember, as I always say, the medicine is in the dose. Choose medicine, okay? Keep moving. Take with you only that which is necessary, but never go backwards. It is not your job or responsibility to save and heal others. Everyone has their own path to walk, to learn to deal with their own demons, to heal their wounds, and to deal with their karma. You know, you don't want to be caught up in being accomplice to somebody else's shenanigans. You owe it to yourself to fully live this life. You owe it to yourself to experience all that you have to offer. And the world deserves to know your light. Okay, so it's time that you come into attunement with your heart. You are worthy. Life is happening for you, not to you. You are not your past. You are not the negative voices in your head that say otherwise, or the projections and deflections of another's own shame, guilt, pain, and fears. You know, what was once comforting and gave a sense of home could be the very thing that keeps you stuck from truly living. You know, it's time to start focusing on gain and not the loss, and realizing that endings are actually new beginnings, and that you, at the end of the day, are who you've been waiting for, and only you can save yourself. And it's time to choose you, no matter how hard it may be. All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and get into these mudras. I hope you enjoy them. And, you know, at the end of the day, choose yourself. Choose love. You are your own savior. You are who you've been waiting for. Peace. Okay, so our first mudra is going to be the Buddhi mudra. And the way that we're going to do the Buddhi mudra is we're going to do our palms facing upward, lifting our thumbs and our pinky fingers, and we're merely just going to allow those two fingers to gently touch. You don't have to squeeze, you don't have to add anything extra pressure to this. Just allow them to gently touch. And if you're sitting down, you can rest them on your knees, or you can lie down and hold this same position. The Buddhi mudra. And again, you're going to want to do this for at least 5 minutes, being that we have some pretty long sequencing with the 5 different mudras. And you can go even longer than that if you would like to as well. This mudra is known for boosting mental clarity, focus, and helping to strengthen your intuition, which is good when it pertains to the narcissist empath relationship, because it is a failure to that we're lacking the failure to follow our intuitive guidance and promptings, and we're overlooking red flags and things of that nature. And so we must learn to come into alignment with our intuition and to trust that inner voice over any other voice. So again, Buddhi mudra, palms facing up, and the only fingers involved are going to be the thumb and the pinky. All right, we're going to go to our second mudra. Okay, so our second mudra that we're going to do is the vay-oo mudra. And vay-oo means air. Each finger is a different element. You have fire, you have air, you have ether, earth, and water. And so when we have too much air element going on and it creates an imbalance, then that's when we start dealing with mental health issues. We start dealing with sadness, depression, overthinking, grief, and things of that nature. And so as well as digestive issues. And the interesting thing about a lot of these mudras is they all deal with majority of them deal with the digestive system. And when we're going through the grief process, we're learning how to properly digest our emotions. And so that's where we're going to be doing here with the vay-oo mudra. And so the way you begin the vay-oo mudra is you're going to take your index fingers and you're going to take them down to the base of your thumb. Really simple like that. And then you're going to cross over your thumb and hold down your index fingers. You're basically suppressing or releasing excess vay-oo, or air energy. Now, some people will hold the position like this with the fingers separated, and some will bring them together. You will want to work with this energy and see what works best for you. And basically, you will take it into a lying down position or a sitting position with palms facing up. Again, palms. We're going to take our index fingers to the base of our thumbs, cross over to hold it down. Vay-oo mudra. Alright, moving on to our third mudra. So our third mudra is the ahan-kara mudra. Aham meaning the self, and kara meaning to be created, or the created thing, or to do with. And this is referencing to the ego and how it can mess with our mind, mess with us in being more fearful, self-doubt, and things like that. And so what we're doing here with the ahan-kara mudra is we are releasing fear, we are releasing self-doubt, we are becoming more confident, we are increasing our self-esteem, and we are reclaiming our self-confidence and our ability to stand up for ourselves, like I said, to regain our self-confidence. And so these are things that are going to be needed, because when you have participated in such a dynamic for so long, 10 times out of 10, your self-worth, your confidence levels, and all that is going to be totally warped, misconstrued, and probably have 0 to none. And so as we're working through these mudras, we want to rebuild that part of ourselves. And so we begin the ahan-kara mudra. Okay, so the ahan-kara mudra, it's another easy mudra. First, you always want to make sure you rub your palms together. That activates our palms, palm chakras, healing energy. So we're going to go here. And what you want to do is we're going to work on the air finger. So of course we're moving with the index finger, and we're going to slightly bend our index finger, and we're going to bring our thumb to around where the first joint is in our index finger. So you have this joint right here, not your knuckle, not your knuckle, but where that first crease is. That's where you're going to want to align your thumb at. So bend your index finger slightly and bring your thumbs right at that first joint, as you can see. And you can just sit with this in your lap, or as you're lying down, relaxed. And again, this is to help you with self-assertion, to help you with self-love, self-esteem, confidence, and all those good things. Just after so much manipulation, so much gaslighting and things like that, these things are going to need to be restored. So one last time, palms, index finger slightly bent, thumbs at that first crease lightly pressed. And your fingers don't have to be, firmly, stiffly out. They can be comfortable, relaxed, as long as you make sure you're making contact at that specific point on the sides of the fingers. You'll do good. on to our fourth mudra. Okay, so now we are at our fourth mudra. The fourth mudra is the vaaj-ruh mudra. This mudra stimulates our solar plexus. Our solar plexus is our sense of self. It is our God center. It is our center of our light. It's also where the ego sits. This is where, where we're creative, we're assertive, and things of that nature. And so when we're doing the Vajra mudra, this mudra is also known as the thunderbolt mudra. It's a mudra of protection. It's a very powerful mudra. It is for self-empowerment. It is for determination. It is for fearlessness. It is for helping you to tap in and identify certain talents and skills and abilities that you may have put off to the side because you're too busy supporting someone else's talents and abilities and things like that. And you pushed your own to the side, like I said. It helps with increasing your vitality as well. And so with this mudra, as we like to begin, what we're going to do is we're going to bring all of our fingers except for our index finger to our thumbs. Or our thumbs to our index fingers, however you want to do that. So we're going to bring our middle fingers, ring finger, pinky finger. And you want to make sure that they're all touching the thumb. Make sure all of them are touching the thumb and the index finger gets pointed straight up. All of your remainder fingers should be at the same height of one another. One should not be higher than the other. If they are, just adjust. And again, make sure all fingers are touching your thumb. Like so. And you can hold this, you want them straight up, first and foremost. And you can hold this on your lap, and you can hold this at or around your solar plexus, which is right below your sternum. And an added boost would be you curling your tongue to the top of your mouth where you have meridian points up there as well. And so curling your tongue meaning putting it backwards. That, and keeping your mouth closed while you're doing it. So I'm going to curl my tongue and I'm going to do this mudra. It's going to be again, that's the Vajra mudra. Thumbs, pinkies, ring, index, fingers pointed straight up. All fingers touching the thumb. The thunderbolt mudra, the Vajra mudra. That mudra that's going to, get you moving and grooving again after all of your life force being, sucked out. And not only just sucked out, but you depleting yourself of your life force by pouring so much into someone else and neglecting your own. Again, do these mudras slowly, 5 minutes at a time as we proceed in these various sequences. And now we're going to move on to our fifth and final mudra. Okay, so well done. You've made it to the last and final mudra that we're going to do in this sequence. There's tons more mudras, but these are ones that I chose specifically. I can't say why. I just was really drawn to working with these mudras for myself personally. And so our last mudra is called the ut-tara-boh-di. The ut-tara-boh-di mudra. This mudra is also known as the enlightenment mudra. This mudra aligns you with the divine within yourself. This mudra helps you to tap in and bring to the surface your authentic self, because as I said before in the earlier video, when you get so broken by a person, when your reality and all these different things are challenged, and you go through a heartbreak, okay? And when you feel that part of you that's just like, oh, I'm just so broken, just always remember that part of you that was broken was a part of you that needed to be broken. It was a part of you that didn't have strong enough boundaries. It was a part of you that denied its intuition. It was a part of you that put you last and everyone else first. It was a part of you that needed to be broken, that needed to be dismembered, that needed to be done away with. It was a part of you that was no longer needed. And so what we need to do here now is, so that we don't feed into seeds of bitterness and resentment and regret and blame and shame and guilt and all these other things, as we want to strive to cultivate and bring to the surface that which has always been at the root of ourself. You know, it's who we came here to be, and that is our authentic divine self. And so again, this mudra is going to help and empower you. It's going to help to have you be more authentic with yourself and with other people, and to not compromise that. And so where we are going to, well, I always start off with my hands like this just so you can see my hands, and what we're going to do is we're going to interlace all of our fingers except our index finger and our thumb. The index fingers are going to stay pointed up, and we're going to connect the tips of our thumb fingers and point them down. And this is how it looks in reverse. You want to make sure you have thumbs going down, index fingers pointed up, and you're going to place this between your sacral and your solar plexus. And you're just going to breathe into this energy. Okay, this mudra is going to help revitalize you, restore you. You're going to notice, parts of yourself, desires, yearnings, that maybe you never had before, or acting upon these yearnings. And this is your authentic self seeking to be fed, seeking to be expressed. You're aligning yourself with the creator within you. And so, it's a very powerful mudra. And so again, I hope you guys have enjoyed these sequences. Let me demonstrate it one more time. Palms together, fingers overlapping, minus your index finger and your thumb fingers. Make sure the pads of your index fingers are touching. The pads of your thumb is touching. Point your thumbs going down, your index fingers going up. It should not hurt. Do it comfortably. And place it around your solar plexus and your sacral chakra. So basically sitting on your belly. And just breathe into it. And just follow these sequences. If you have one that you prefer more than the other, but I feel like if you're building from the ground up, just follow the sequences all the way through, okay, for the first 30 days. And then, just see how your energy works with all of the different mudras. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I will be putting out, of course, more videos on mudras. There are hundreds of mudras. There's hundreds of issues. We're humans. We have so many things that we go through. And so I just want to share with you guys what I use, what I do to help me through my healing process, to help me through my thought processes and things of that nature. And, not only will I be doing mudras, we're going to be doing yin yoga. We're going to be talking about all sorts of discussions that people don't commonly talk about or even recognize, because it's like when you're so deep in dysfunction, it's hard for you to find your way out if everyone around you is dysfunctional. And so, I'm not going to get off topic. Well, I already did get off topic, but I'm going to wrap this up here, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe, and just know that you are worthy. You're who you've been waiting for, nobody else. You are your own savior, and you're more than enough, okay? And practice these mudras, share in the comments or message me. Don't give up. Consistency is key. Peace.